Hey everybody, Miss Cologne here. I'm gonna explain the angle relationships for anybody who was absent or just need a quick review. When we're talking about special angles, we're talking about several types of them. So, for instance, we know that a right angle forms a 90-degree angle. Okay. Typically, there's a square here. This lets me know, all right, this is 90 degrees. Okay. When it comes to a right angle, we usually deal with complementary angles. Well, complementary angles, remember, those are pairs of angles in which the sum of those angles become 90 degrees. I will give you an example later on for that. The next special type is a straight angle. And a straight angle is just a straight line in which from one part of the line to the other, it makes a 180 degree. We have a special set of angles that deals with 180 degrees. We call those supplementary. Supplementary angles are two angles that add up to make 180. Just know, whenever it comes to complementary and supplementary, we are adding the angles to make 90 and 180. Let me show you what that looks like. If I'm giving you two angles, and this is angle 1 and this is angle 2, I am telling you these are complementary angles because angle 1 plus angle 2 has to equal 90 degrees. For supplementary angles, where this is angle 1 and this is angle 2 now, if I add these two angles up, so angle 1 plus angle 2, your result should be 180 degrees. These two come in handy because these both are called as well adjacent angles. Adjacent angles means they are next to each other. So adjacent angles, they are next to each other. This was the basics of special types of angles. Now, we also learned a new special type of angle, and we call those vertical angles. Vertical angles share a common point. We call that the vertex. So vertical angles are opposite angles to one another. For instance, angle 1 here and angle 2 are vertical angles. What this means is not only are they opposite to one another, but they are congruent. Congruent is just a fancier word for same or equal. Angle 1 and angle 2 has to share a vertex, and they have to be opposite to be considered vertical. Angle 1 must be the same as angle 2. This is a special type of angles because they're not right next to each other. They're just opposite. We actually call those non-adjacent angles. They're non-adjacent angles. So we're going to do a quick example of how do we solve a missing value given a special type of angle. So example number 1. If this angle is 43 degrees and I'm trying to find the angle of B, well, you need to know what these are. So they share a vertex, okay? They are also opposite to one another. So what this means is these are vertical angles. And what do we say vertical angles are? They are congruent. So you're telling me B is equal to 43 degrees. This doesn't require much work. As long as you know the relationship between the angle B and its opposite angle, they are congruent. Let's do another example. Let's say I need to find the value of C and one of the angles is 42. Well, first off, you need to know what type of angles these are. Because this forms a 90-degree angle with the square in the corner, these are complementary angles. And what do we know about complementary angles? They add up to 90. So I'm going to take C plus 42, and I'm going to set it equal to 90. And then I'm going to solve for C. Since this is a one-step equation, all we're going to do is the opposite of adding 42. So I can isolate your variable. The opposite of addition is subtraction. So if I take 90 minus 42, then C is equal to 48. You will have equations that will solve one step. You will have several that requires 2 or more steps. But don't you worry, we've done this back in units 5 and 6. Please pause the video at any point in time to write down or read the notes provided. Have a good one.